Well, hey everyone, my name's Jason, and I'm so excited to be with you this week as we kick off our new series about some big names from the Bible. These people believed in God with all their hearts, and they trusted God and believed what He says is true. I want to believe in God like that. So what does it look like to believe in God? Don't you worry, we'll discover that together. But let's go ahead and kick things off with one of my favorite Bible verses, Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take." Before we talk about it, let's sing it out.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Proverbs 3, 5, 6.
I don't know if you realize this, but our own thoughts really can be unreliable. The things I think are not always true, but everything God says and thinks is true because He's God. That's one of the reasons I'm so thankful for God. He's so full of wisdom, and I can always count on Him to show me what's true and best and right. He'll show us which path to take. But believing and walking with God isn't always easy. There's a guy in the Bible that you might have heard of. His name's Noah. And Noah is famous for building a big boat and surviving a flood. But there's so much more. It was all because of his choice to always believe in God, even when no one else did. That's pretty amazing. As we watch this Bible story, check out the different ways Noah chose to believe in God. Ready? Let's watch.
Stories of the Bible. Noah and the flood. This is Noah.
Hey!
Noah was a good man who tried to do the right thing.
Yeah!
But in the time when Noah lived, he was the only man on earth who was doing the right thing. All the other people on earth were doing evil things and hurting each other. This made God very sad. So God said that He was going to send a flood to the earth that would destroy every living thing on earth because He was sorry He ever made them. But God decided to save Noah and his family. God told Noah to build a boat and fill it with 2 of every kind of animal and bird.
Colors, birds, moss, okay, all here.
Noah did just that, and then Noah and his whole family boarded the boat and waited for the flood to come. The rain fell hard for 40 days and 40 nights. Water covered the whole earth, and the boat floated safely on the surface. Water covered even the highest mountains on earth, but Noah and his family were saved. God remembered Noah and all the animals on the boat. God sent a wind to blow across the earth, and the flood began to go away. After 5 months, the boat came to rest on a mountaintop. A few months later, the other mountains could be seen. 40 days later, Noah opened a window and released a raven. The bird flew back and forth until the flood had dried up. He also sent a dove out to see if it could find dry ground, but the dove couldn't find a place to land because there was still water on the ground. So the dove returned to the boat.
Oh, hello again.
After another 7 days, Noah sent the dove out again. This time, it came back with an olive leaf.
Oh, bingo.
So Noah knew that the floodwaters were almost gone. A week later, he sent the dove out again, and it didn't come back. So many months after the flood began, Noah opened the covering of the boat and saw that the ground was drying. He waited 2 more months, and at last, the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Leave the boat, all of you. Release the animals so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth."
Okay.
So Noah, his family, and all the animals finally left the boat.
See ya.
Noah built an altar to the Lord to make a sacrifice to God. God was pleased with Noah's offering and said to himself that he would never again destroy every living thing on earth. God blessed Noah and his sons and promised them that he would never send another flood. He gave them the rainbow in the sky as a sign of this promise to Noah, his family, and all of mankind.
Noah was chosen by God because he chose to believe and follow God even when he couldn't see God or maybe didn't fully understand his plans. Noah truly trusted God with his whole heart, and we can believe in God just like Noah. We show we believe when we pray and we talk to God, follow God's plans, and believe in Him even when others don't. Whenever we choose to believe in God and to follow His directions, it will strengthen our faith and trust in Him. Oh, I almost forgot. There's a show called Jerry Reviews that you gotta check out. Jerry just released an episode where he reviews a Lego set. Plus, it just so happens to give us some insight into this Bible story. This is gonna be so awesome. Let's watch.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Jerry Reviews. I'm Jerry and I'll be doing the reviewing. This time around, I'm focusing on one of my all-time favorite toys, Legos. I've assembled a master builder team to help me assemble these Lego sets. Together, we'll build a new set each week and give you the lowdown on how good I think it is. Sound good? Great, let's get building. From the looks of it, this is a pretty classy Lego set. I think this is called the Leviathan, or technically just ship in a bottle, you know? It isn't just some toy to play around with every day. It's meant to be displayed in an office or bedroom, kind of like our set. Looks pretty good, huh? This box has nearly 1,000 pieces in it, but it doesn't look as complicated as some of the things I've built in the past. Once it's been completed, I'll rate this set based on its difficulty, its appearance, and overall appeal. All right, now let's throw it on over to our Lego assembly room so we can see our master builders at work.
Thanks, Jerry. Welcome to the Lego assembly room. Here's a Lego master building tip.
Never add an S to the word Lego because it's already plural. Always say Lego. All right, so you ready? Let's build.
All right, we just need one last piece before this bad boy's complete. The Leviathan sign. Ta-da! There you have it, folks. My very own ship in a bottle. Check this thing out. This thing is so intricate. Look at the water inside it moves, the cork comes off, there's spinning globes, and a hidden compass. If that's not cool, I don't know what is. With a little bit of help, I was able to complete this set in just under an hour. It's really a pretty simple design, but you have to be careful when you're assembling it because if the ship gets loose inside this bottle, you have to open up the whole thing to fix it. As you can tell, the finished product looks really nice. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'd rank the difficulty at maybe about a 3 and the appearance at a 5. For the overall score, I think, let's give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, the design is a little bit simple, but it's a really nice looking addition to my collection, and assembling it was just enough of a challenge to feel rewarding. This is gonna be a really great decoration for the Jerry Review set. I don't know about you guys, but I had a big pirate phase when I was a kid. Who wouldn't want to sail the open seas, right? Treasure Planet and the Pirates of the Caribbean were some of my favorite movies growing up. I even wanted to go into the Navy when I was a little younger, but eventually I realized that YouTube videos were more my cup of tea. Still, I love all things nautical. Fortunately for me, the Bible is full of stories about time on the water that have always captured my attention. I don't know if any story from the Bible is more exciting than Noah's Ark. Back in Noah's time, God was unhappy with the way that people on earth were living their lives. They were doing evil things. So when God told Noah that he was going to flood the earth with water, it must have been pretty scary. I can't imagine what others might have thought when they saw Noah building this gigantic boat. I mean, it doesn't sound like anyone offered to help. They probably thought he was building an ark for nothing. I wonder if people made fun of him. But Noah didn't let this discourage him. Instead, he followed God's instruction and built a massive boat, the ark. Unlike my ship in a bottle, you know, this little one right here, there wasn't any instruction manual, but God gave Noah all the instructions himself, and Noah followed them to the exact specifications. God also told Noah to fill the ark with animals of all kinds to save different species from the flood. Pretty soon, Noah's ship was floating in the water, but the rains kept coming. Water flooded the entire earth, but Noah and his family were protected, along with all the animals on the ark. After 40 days and 40 nights, the waters began to lower. Eventually, everyone on the ark was able to safely return to dry land. God sent a rainbow as a symbol of a fresh start and a sign that he would never flood the earth again. I don't know about you, but the idea of being on a ship for 40 days with nothing but water all around you, it's pretty scary. But Noah showed he believed who God was and what God said from beginning to end. He believed in God even though he had never seen rain like this before, and he followed each and every instruction that God gave him to prepare. I know I accidentally skipped a few steps and had to make sure I checked carefully. And Noah continued to trust God after the flood came. When they finally returned to dry land, Noah made a sacrifice to express his gratitude to God. Noah was faced with an uncertain task of starting over from scratch, and in order to do that, he would have to keep trusting and believing in God. At the end of the day, our job isn't much different. Our lives might not include building an ark or preparing for a giant flood like Noah's, but when we don't know what God is doing or why, we can still trust him every step of the way. We can trust God when we show our faith and believe in him by doing the things he says. We can choose to believe God has good things in store for us and he will help us get there just like he helped Noah. There are all sorts of things we can do even when we're uncertain about the future or don't fully understand God's plan. We can pray to God and ask for guidance. We can ask him for wisdom from older Christians on how to live our lives. And we can use the Bible as our ultimate instruction guide. Following it closely and reading it often will help you through even the most uncertain times in your life. Remember, God cares for you just as much as he did Noah. He's going to take care of you no matter what, even if the way he takes care of you seems confusing or even unbelievable. Well, that's all I have for you for now, but I'll be back next week with another Lego set to review and some more about how we can believe in who God is and what he says. I'll see you then. For now, I wonder if I can get a message in this bottle. Let's find out.
Oh man, that was great. I always wondered how you're supposed to get a ship into a bottle. You first build a ship, then the bottle around it. It makes so much sense. The master builders really had to follow those instructions so carefully. And Jerry helped me realize that I can show God I believe in him when I just follow his instructions too. And the Bible is a great place to hear from God. And you know, it's pretty awesome to think that the same God I believe in is the same God that Noah believed in too. And God is still just as trustworthy. At the end of the day, we can all choose to believe in God because God is real and He has good things planned for those who love Him, just like Noah. Well, friends, I'm so glad you joined me for church today. I'm praying that you have an awesome week and that you know that you are so loved by God. Don't forget, there are more activities for you online at saddlebackkids.com. Check it out, and I'll see you right back here next week. Bye.